want a milk tea. Let's go get one after training. learned so much today. Well done, me. Another new move under my today. I need time to absorb everything. Another step closer to star-crazing glass greatsword. How should I go about this?
Before we start the test, there's something I need to tell you, Miss March.
The final test. I'm a little nervous. Oh, come on, March 7th. You got this!
Not bad. You've made it this far, Miss...
Now, I'd love to hear your suggestions on how to defeat Scott. Let's do it! I already have an idea.
I remember Yan Qing once said, do you feel any closer to become...
Oh, yes, absolutely! To duel with Scott, but I always feel like my fighting skills haven't improved enough. Can I really defeat Scott? Oh, I'm starting to worry. I mean, don't you have some miracle pills that can instantly unlock my meridians? Boost my cultivation and make me a super strong hero? You know, the kind where you just pop one and instantly become an invincible sword master. Hey! Don't say something like that in front of these healers! I don't want to end up in some realm-keeping commission court!
Well, even though it's a risky idea, I'm glad you're finally willing to do whatever it takes to win, Miss March.
Hey, that's actually a compliment I don't want to hear.
We don't have any convenient pills like that. But if you just need a temporary boost for the duel, we might be able to figure something out.
I've made a bowl of matsutake longan white bamboo sparrow soup for you, Miss March. It's nourishing and will give you a good energy boost. Nah, don't worry. Your body will remind you to finish the fight quickly.
Can I drink half now and save the other half for later? Just in case Scott beats me, I can use it to recover.
Are you really that lacking in confidence, Marge? I was actually looking forward to tripling the fee when the IPC guys came in for treatment.
You don't know the half of it. Those IPC mechs pack a huge punch.
If it's just pain you're afraid of, I might have a solution. Here, this medicine is named Yabra. A tiny dose can numb the body's senses and alleviate any sensation of pain. Actually, some of the Cloud Knights use pellets which contain trace amounts of this ingredient. When you block pain on the battlefield, you have a better chance of beating your opponent and surviving.
Whoa, sounds incredible! But are there any side effects?
No, not at all. We use it for surgeries in the Alchemy Commission. So what kind of side effects could it possibly have? It's just...
Just what?
Well, the thing is, pain is your body's way of warning you something is wrong. If you ignore it and push through, you might end up with some serious injuries without even realizing it. I had a patient who took some before a fight, only to realize that afterwards, his lower body was missing.
Okay, enough. I'm not taking any medicine. I'll just tough it out.
We're all brainstorming ideas. Why are you so quiet, Dr. Jiaoqiu? Dr. Jiaoqiu! Jiaoqiu! Marge is about to face off with Scott. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I heard March was planning to use some medicine against Scott, so I made some preparations. Well, it seems you're struggling to think outside the box. Sometimes weakening your opponent is just as effective as improving your own combat skills. It's all about innovation.
Oh, wait. Could it be that the Yaoqing people have some secret formula that could help me?
Exactly. This is the closely guarded secret of the Yaoqing's Rancha school. If it weren't for Miss March's upcoming battle, I would never divulge it.
Wait, do you plan on slipping Scott a laxative?
What? How did you figure that out? Looks like I'm too predictable.
Seriously, don't even compare this guy to us.
Well, Dr. Jiaoqiu, are we really doing this? Shouldn't we defeat him in a more honorable way? Maybe we should just completely forget about this idea.
Huh? You don't agree with my methods? But it's already too late. Moza has already taken care of things.
Wait, so while you seem to be playing with your phone, you were actually arranging things with Moza? Are all Yaoqing people as quick as you?
All right, it's time for the duel. Just go fight that Scott guy. I've got something else to do, so I'll be off.
He ran away! What should I do now?
What's done is done, March. We just have to keep moving forward.
Rest assured, we will come to Scott's aid if needed. Let's hope he's all right.
Let's go.
March 7th. You finally decided to show up. Bet you don't know how incredibly unpopular you are here in Aurum Alley.
Unpopular? What are you talking about? Who in Aurum Alley wouldn't like a cheerful and adorable young lady like me?
Oh, I've caught wind of the gossip. They're just scared of Yang Qing and Yun Li's power, so they don't have the guts to speak up. Guess what? A brave soul approached me in secret earlier, encouraging me to defeat you and seek revenge for all the people in Aurum Alley. And you know what else? He gave me and the guys a big pot of his special medicinal soup to drink, so we can come at you with triple the energy.
Well, they do sound like a brave soul.
Of course we did. That soup was surprisingly delicious. Who'd have thought, in a cold and indifferent place like the Law Fu, we'd find something so heartwarming? All right, enough talking. Let's go, boys. That delicious medicinal soup will give us the strength to win.
Don't push yourself too hard. Just leave if you can't handle it.
Spare me your fake concern.
My stomach hurts. What's happening? Mine hurts too. Something was wrong with that too.
Those vile Xianzhou scoundrels! Just hold on, boys. Let's defeat this little brat first.
I think last night's dinner's about to make a grand exit! I gotta go to the bathroom! See ya!
Stop there! Don't you dare run away!
Sorry, but I can't hold it any longer! I really...
Details! Just get out of here! I've seen things! The Astral Express is racing away! Cursed Astral Express! You're not allowed to leave!
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, Wasp, yes! Ready to shine. Yeah! Awesome! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, Wasp, yes! I could take 10 of you! Time to show you what Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, Wasp, yes!
I lost. I am defeated. You fight too dirty, March 7th. You are truly despicable.
Oh, you'd better go to the bathroom.
No, I don't need to go to the bathroom anymore.
Ooh.
I have one last thing to say, March 7th.
Fine. Give me a piece of your mind if you want. I admit it. I was kinda out of line.
You've earned my respect.
Wait, what?
March 7th, you're the first person I've ever known who's just as despicable, cruel, and as heartless as me. But this time, you outdid yourself, being even more vile, more ruthless, and more unscrupulous than ever. I accept my defeat. Maybe we'll actually become real friends someday. If you want to come and work for the IPC, I'll gladly write you a recommendation letter.
Your compliments make me so mad. Can I give him another beating while he's down?
Go for it. I don't have the strength to fight back anyway.
Forget it. I don't kick people when they're down, even if they annoy me.
Guys! Fellas! Anyone else who could still move? Help me!
Miss March, maybe we should try something more honorable next time.
It wasn't my idea. It was all that pink-haired fox acting on his own. All I did was, well, kind of engage in free-form sword fighting. Master Yunli, you're teaching rocks! Shame my body can't keep up with my brain.
Great!
I learned so much today. All swords and no play makes March a dull girl, you know. Wonder what I'll run into today. I'm exhausted. I think today should be a rest day. How should I go about this?
Nah.
Today, you'll face your first test. It's all about the basics.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out. Not very smart, Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. What's this? Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. What's this? run into today. should I go about this? Did I really just learn that? Another step closer to star-crazing glass. Another new move under my belt. What do you recommend? today. I need time to absorb everything.
Time for your second test. I'll be your examiner this time.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready. Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out. Phew. Another step closer to star-crazing glass greatsword. Today. I need time to absorb everything. Wonder what I'll run into today. learn that? I guess... Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty up. Let's do this! How should I go about this?
Sounds interesting.
Another new move under my belt. I'll fight 10. I learned so much today. Well done, me. today. I need time to absorb everything.
Before we start the test, there's something I need to tell you, Miss March.
The final test. I'm a little nervous. Oh, come on, March 7th. You got this.
Sword evening. You're all in on it.
Not very sportsmanlike. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch it! Oh, I get it!
I'm just warming up.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch it!
A rare opponent. Come get me. How about you? Punish evil.
Awesome! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards. Watch it!
I failed. Not bad. You've made it this far, Miss March.
Oh! Now, I'd love to hear your suggestions on how to defeat Scott. Let's do it!
I remember Yanqing once said, do you feel any closer to be...
Yes, absolutely! I'm going up against Scott soon. I'm so nervous.
Nervous about what? Dealing with a few IPC minions is just a walk in the park.
But Scott will definitely use the IPC's mechs. There's no way I can take them down with just a couple of swords, right? Masters could handle them for sure. But isn't it asking too much of a poor little rookie like me?
Why focus on piercing the armor. For hackers, the ideal way to win is to infiltrate the opponent's system. Here, give me your sword. All right, you've been enhanced. Go for it. No, when it comes to programming, less is more. Overdoing it increases the chance of creating errors.
So, I can defeat him just like that?
Yeah, there's a Sanjo proverb for such an occasion. Know yourself and know your enemy, and you'll never have to sleep in the doghouse.
You made up the second half, didn't you?
What do you know? Just let sleeping dogs lie. Anyway, now's not the time for discussing Sanjo's sayings. You've got bigger fish to fry. Go and show Scott what you're made of.
March 7th, you're late. Here I was, thinking you were too chicken to show your face. I was thinking I might have to track you down and settle the score.
Too chicken? I was giving you the chance to back out. But you're actually insulting me now, you cheeky...
I hope your actions are as strong as that mouth of yours.
I wonder what Silverwolf did to my sword. Can I really defeat Scott?
Don't worry, dear Miss March. Rest assured, we will win.
Whoa! My sword is talking.
Greetings, Miss March 7. I am the Tactical AI Prome, parentheses, Learning Edition, close parentheses. My purpose is to aid you in overcoming adversaries. Quite the opposite, actually. When Silverwolf installed me into your sword, her terrible wielding skills reduced the sword's impact resistance by 12%. But please, do not worry. I'll help you secure victory.
How exactly are you going to defeat him?
Silverwolf has told me, know yourself and know your enemy, and you'll never have to sleep in the doghouse. The moment your sword touches the enemy mechs, I will upload a small virus onto their operating systems. So go ahead, strike your opponents with your sword.
Did I just hear her sword talking? Are my ears playing tricks on me?
Hey, take this! Did it work?
Operating system rebooting. Program failure detected.
What's happening? My mech! What did you do to my mech, March?
I don't know.
Higher authority command recognized. Entering combat mode.
Now it is time to fight, dear Miss March.
Oh no! Boys, they've taken control of our mechs! Get ready for battle! Miss March, I'm begging you! These mechs are cheap! Please don't break them!
Sure thing. Provided you do not fight back, the mechs will remain undamaged.
Oh, this cyber swordplay is amazing!
Know yourself and know your enemy, and you'll never have to sleep in the doghouse.
Specialist Scott! They're controlling our mechs! There's no way we can defeat them!
Ha! If we fought fair and square, you might call this a sparring session. But March 7th, your actions today have blatantly crossed the last line of the law. You injected a virus into the IPC mechs and took control. That's an infringement of the IPC's intellectual property and assets.
I'd be more concerned about yourself, Scott. Why were you storing your private data on an IPC computer?
Private data? I have no idea what you're talking about.
No idea, huh? I noticed you paid a hefty sum for the end-of-life data deletion service, so I'm guessing there must be something worth seeing.
You! Stop! Stop right there! That's private! Who told you you can invade my privacy? Just stop it!
What were the terms again, March?
Scott, you need to immediately apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl. You'll need to shout, IPC mechs are a total joke, and print that on every mech on your transport ship. Oh yeah, almost forgot. You have to squeal like a pig.
That's pretty much the same as barking like a dog, right? He's already barked like a dog. Players are bored of it. Let's come up with something new. How about singing the Soul Glad jingle, but with a pig squeal? Sam has been humming that blasted song every day since coming back from Penacony. It's all I can hear.
Fine, you've got me. I want to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl. It's my fault for causing trouble and making a scene on purpose. And then, just wait a second. How did that stupid song go? Oh, right. IPC mechs are a total joke. Oink, 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 oink. Oink, 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 oink. Oink, 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 oink. Oink, 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 oink.
He actually sang it twice. Talk about being committed to providing a service.
Specialist Scott! I found something! This woman! She's a Stellaron hunter!
What? No wonder she was able to effortlessly hack into our systems.
Oops, you caught me. Since my cover's blown, it looks like I'll have to resort to social obliteration to keep you quiet. The overbearing mech falls in love with me? Romance of the inorganic empire? Wow, your taste in entertainment is really unique.
I'm sorry. I'll be on my way.
But boss, why don't we take this chance to catch her and claim the reward?
Why? Because if you don't leave now, you'll be socially obliterated too!
Hold on a sec. Before you leave, let me give you a piece of advice.
What?
You should have faith in cloud technology.
You just don't get it! Humanity will never feel secure by putting all their faith in an ever-changing network!
This victory has nothing to do with swordplay and everything to do with the power of technology.
I've learned another Xianzhou saying. Though my hands are empty, my heart wields a blade. Mr. Tail sometime?
Hey, this little one is getting cheeky. Now you're being sarcastic with me, huh?
What are you writing, March?
I'm writing a letter to the Astral Express. It's been a while, and I thought I should let them know that I'm safe and sound here. You know that poem from the Xianzhou, right? We like March. Her shoes are purple. She is new and high.
March, I don't think that poem is about you.
Huh? Writing a letter just to let the crew know you're doing all right? Do you guys not have phones?
That lacks a sense of propriety. I'm not just writing a letter. I'm writing a handwritten letter. I've got to show them I'm really on the Xianzhou.
You should also tell them about our glorious victory.
I didn't skip work to watch you write a letter. Come on, let's play Celestial Jade together. Hurry up! Hurry up!
Just give me a sec. I'll play with you once I'm done. Dear Himeko, Mr. Yang, and Pom Pom, we're all good here on the Xianzhou Lafu, so no need to worry. By the way, how's your trip going? I was a 1 in a million super talented martial arts genius! Some recognition for training my butt off!
Ever since March started learning swordplay from Yenqing and Yunli, her voice has been absent on the Express. I wonder how well she's progressing. Where has she been these days?
Dream out of sight and mind. 600 years in this mortal bind.
There you are. I was looking around before you got here. I already looked everywhere, but March 7th is nowhere to be found. Nope. Let's just assume she successfully skipped class. Actually, she's been quite diligent in her swordplay practice and hasn't taken many breaks lately. I think she deserves a day off. Besides, I used to skip classes even more than her back when I was still learning. If I was in the mood, I could train for 3 days straight. But if I wasn't in the mood, none of my seniors could find me. So, I can understand where she's coming from. Don't make excuses for her. Since you're here, let me treat you to some tasty food. I'm more interested in you today. Let's walk and talk. Cha told me there's tasty food in Aru Valley. Let's go there.
Dumplings and steamed buns! The buns are huge!
A table for 2, please.
All right, come on in. What would you like?
Well, we'll have one of everything on the menu.
The entire menu?
Do you think it'll be enough? Oh, don't worry. There are 2 of us.
Well, then I'll start making a few dishes, and if you need more, just let me know.
Thank you.
No, I've thought about it. She deserves a day off. Yeah, I mean, not too much, actually. Grandpa said to never be stingy when it comes to making friends. So, how big is your appetite? Ah, then eat to your heart's content. Well, to be more precise, I'm interested in your sword. Yanqing mentioned you before. He said that you're not to be underestimated, and that your weapon has a unique shape. So, I've always been curious about your sword. How the weight is distributed, what material it's made of, whether it contains any special ingenia, and what kind of sword techniques you use. Baseball bat. Grandpa said that a sword doesn't have to be constrained by its shape, so, in a sense, your bat is a sword too. He also said that a weapon mimics its master, so your bat actually reflects your habits and nature, you know? Let me guess. You're someone who doesn't follow the rules, enjoys improvising, and can handle yourself well against tough foes. Am I right? Amazing, right? And I bet you always say something silly like, rules are made to be broken. I've come across so many sword wielders who acted all righteous and moral, but were really just liars. Their swords always told the truth, though. They told me that their wielders were just a bunch of frauds who relied on their divine weapons for everything. I've hunted down hundreds of swords like this so far, and every single one of them has been melted down. Yes, but only for those who cross the line. Melting their swords is my way of protecting those weapons. But just looking at a sword is not enough. Grandpa always says, words and expressions can be deceiving, but in a fight to the death, a sword's movements never lie. The war dance is just around the corner. You'll be participating, right?
Miss Yoon Lee, for talented sword masters like you, the war dance is a perfect opportunity to show off your skills and make a name for yourself. But for people like him, who've already made significant contributions to the Xianzhou, they maybe don't need to prove themselves on the war dance stage. It has been a while, Mr. Nameless.
And you are?
Thank you for your introduction, Mr. Nameless. I'm Shi Kuei, and I work in the Palace of Astrum as the secretary for the Helmmaster. I apologize for interrupting your conversation. I happened to hear you discussing the war dance. And since this person is an old acquaintance, I thought I'd come and say hello. Yes, with the war dance approaching, many guests from afar are pouring in. Mr. Pavo here is one of them. He's from the distant planet Kalevala. Mr. Pavo's planet recently joined the Pan-Cosmic Trade System. He brought his delegation here this time, not only for business, but also to return something that belongs to the Xianzhou.
Miss Shikue, the word gift is perhaps more fitting than return. While it did once belong to the Xianzhou, we faced many tribulations to be able to deliver it here, so it should be considered a gift.
I apologize for my poor choice of words. Mr. Pavo's delegation brought a legendary Xianzhou sword that had been lost for centuries. General Huayan plans to personally thank them at the Palace of Astrum and present the sword as a prize to the champion of the war dance. Mr. Pavo and I were actually on our way there. Since you two were talking so enthusiastically about the war dance, maybe you'd be interested in joining us at the Palace of Astrum?
Nice to meet you both. The journey to the Xianzhou Laofu wasn't an easy one, but the scenery here is worth it. It's completely different from my homeland. Once the formalities at the Palace of Astrum are finished, I'll find a quiet spot on this street and plant a seedling, and then my mission will be complete. The Sword of Heroes will finally be returned to its rightful owners. I couldn't be happier. Oh, you're interested in my home planet? That's great. Your Excellency is welcome to visit us at any time. Even though the trade route just opened, it still might take around 200 system hours to get there from Pier Point. But our planet is really great. Yeah, sure, it's a bit cold and the food is a bit repetitive and our houses aren't as fancy as those on Pier Point, but that doesn't matter. We've discovered massive supernium deposits, and we're on the path to prosperity. Oh, you mean the Mieka Kivesa? It's an incredible sword. That weapon helped the legendary heroes of my homeland slay demons, and is highly revered. It also has the power to choose monarchs. All the ancient kings of Kalevala received a sign from the sword, showing they were worthy to rule the land. According to tradition, each monarch would plunge the sword into a stone, and only a hero recognized by the sword could pull it out and ascend to the throne next. Well, those are just legends from the past. No one today has witnessed it firsthand. Well, times have changed, and now that we have a council in place, the idea of a sword crowning a king has become a joke. Besides, it wasn't a native of Kalevala who last pulled out the sword and recognized its connection to the Xianzhou ship. It was a visitor from afar. While the sword holds great historical significance for Kalevala, it doesn't truly belong to our world. The old-timers on council had a heated debate about whether to return the sword. They eventually unanimously agreed to let the Mieka Kivesa return to where it truly belongs. That's the best possible outcome. Wonderful. It's an honor to have so many people witness the sword's homecoming.
Let's head to the Palace of Astrum together.
I know, right? Thanks to March 7 skipping class, we get to join in on the fun. Grandpa always asks me to go look at swords with him, but he hasn't said anything about this one. It's really weird. But now that we're invited, let's go and check it out.
Let me stay here a little longer in this body.
There you are. Come on, let's go to the ceremony together.
Please allow me to offer a sincere compliment to my fair lady. Your beauty is as pure as a snow-white iris. Well, if it isn't my dear friend, glad to meet you again.
Who is this weirdo? Who is this knight?
I am Argenti, a member of the Knights of Beauty. I was invited as a part of the Kalevala delegation to escort the legendary Mieka Kivesa back to the Cienjo. May I have the honor of knowing your name?
My name is Yun Li.
What a beautiful name. I wonder if you have ever heard the holy name of the pure and flawless goddess Adrilla.
Oh, you're here, Yun Li. Didn't expect you to be so well informed. Well, now that you're here, don't forget your manners.
Manners. Come on. You won't find another granddaughter as polite and well-behaved as me.
Well, just remember this is a very serious ceremony. Sorry for keeping you waiting, Mr. Pavo. Now, let the sword gifting ceremony begin.
Before the ceremony officially commences, I want to express my gratitude to the Knight Argenti. Thank you for enlightening us about the sword's origin and for escorting it here safely so that we may complete this ceremony. On behalf of the Kalevalan delegation, I, Pavel Kalistaya, am here to return the legendary Mieka Kivesa to the Cienjo Alliance, its rightful homeland.
I'm truly grateful for Kalevala's noble act of returning the sword and for the Knight of Beauty's chivalry. Now, as we gather here on the Cienjo Lafu, I officially welcome the sword back to its homeland. Mieka Kivesa. It's a fitting name for a sword with such a legendary past. I still remember the name engraved on this sword the day it was forged. Guyin. It was forged by Hangguang, a craftsman from the Zhu Ming's Pyrojaya Forge.
Wait, Hangguang?
Although its blade is worn and cracked, its essence remains as resilient as the Cienjo Cloud Knights. All it needs is some repairs and polishing by the skilled craftsmen of the Artisanship Commission to regain its former glory. I've decided to entrust this sword, Guyin, to the Lawfu Artisanship Commission for restoration. Furthermore, it will serve as the prize for the champion of the Lawfu War Dance. This sword will be wielded against abominations to protect our homeland and live up to the mission of the Kalevalan delegation that returned it from so far away.
Thank you, General. It is an honor for Kalevala.
Now, esteemed knight and delegation members, please head to the Artisanship Commission, where...
No! This sword was forged by Hangguang.
Yun Li! These esteemed guests have brought back your father's last work. Where are your manners?
Oh, I didn't realize this sword was actually forged by your father. Returning it to its rightful owner is,
Grandpa, give me that cursed sword right now! I'll melt away the remnants of that man's curse once and for all!
Don't be rude, Yun Li. Apologize to our esteemed guests from afar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making a scene. But I have to melt down this cursed sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands.
Yun Li, please, go for now. This is exactly why I didn't want Yunli to know about this. I didn't want to create trouble, but trouble found its way here anyway. Perhaps it really is divine intervention. Could you please keep an eye on Yunli for me? Don't worry about it. I need your help on this. I apologize for the unfortunate interruption. Let us move on with the ceremony.
Unless I'm mistaken, Yunli should be around here somewhere.
Stop watching me and say something. Did Grandpa send you to look for me? I bet he did. Really? Thank you. Just so you know, I'm here just waiting for the perfect moment to snatch that sword. And once I have it, I'll melt it down before anyone can react. Don't even think about stopping me. No one can stop me. Grandpa sent you here. Surely he doesn't want you to help me. Have you heard of cursed swords? That sword is one. I guess that's what it means, literally. A cursed sword lets anyone, even a complete novice, wields it with insane skill. Just by holding the hilt, even the weakest rookie can brandish it with incredible speed and strength. I'm not joking around. And I'm not making up some crazy story. While a cursed sword grants instant abilities to its wielder, it comes at a cost. It's like continuously adding fuel to the forge. With each swing, the sword drains the wielder's blood and essence. Day by day, the fuel will run out, leaving nothing but an empty husk. Soon enough, you'll no longer be a person wielding a sword, but a mindless, killing machine, consumed by bloodlust and murderous thoughts. Oh, so you're familiar with Heliobi. That makes this much easier to explain. There was a lunatic swordsmith who infused metal blades with Heliobi, as he was obsessed with turning weapons into living things. And this is how cursed swords were made. I know, I shouldn't have caused a scene at the sword gifting ceremony. But I've thought this through. If I don't make a fuss now, that cursed sword will cause a whole lot more trouble. So it's better if it's me causing the trouble. By the way, aren't they supposed to be taking the sword to the Artisanship Commission for repairs? Why haven't they come out yet? Any ideas? Looks like they're not going to show up here. I'll just head straight to the Artisanship Commission. It doesn't matter why Grandpa chose that sword. I won't let it fall into anyone else's hands. I'll track down every single sword he forged and melt them down one after another. Just like I've been doing all these years. I have to go now.
Is she planning to sneak into the Artisanship Commission and steal that sword? Maybe I should keep an eye on her. Artisanship Commission is so big. Where could she be?
Just a while ago, a girl came up to me, all fierce and demanding directions. She said she's a member of the Artisanship Commission. Do you know her?
No idea who she is. If she really works here, how can she not know her way around?
Yeah, she wasn't big at all, but that weapon of hers was pretty intimidating.
She was in a hurry, heading straight for the Artisanship Commission, and I didn't want to ask too many questions.
She said something like, "I'm a member of the Artisanship Commission. Where do you keep your precious stuff?" I got scared and pointed her toward Master Gongshu's warehouse, where he stores his arumatons.
Wait, why did you give her directions? What if she's planning to steal something?
Where else? Like I said, she was headed straight for the warehouse, where all the valuable arumatons are.
Yeah, that place is filled with Master Gongshu's precious arumatons. I bet they'll give her a hard time.
Please stay tuned.
What are you doing here? Look, if I get into trouble, it's my problem. I don't want to drag you into it. Fine. Let's smash these metal cans first. Then we can talk.
Eternal.
Time to test our rapport.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Let's improvise.
Until everything burns to ashes!
pizza!
That was the last of them. Thank you for helping me out. This place is heavily guarded, but there's nothing but arumatons. Where is the arsenal? Seems like not even those craftsmen know where the arsenal is. At this rate, we won't find anything. And Grandpa might take me away before I can do anything. You're not really here to help me. You're here to stop me, right? No, it's not. Grandpa made a promise to the delegation, and going back on his word would tarnish his reputation and make things difficult for the Lofu. But leaving that cursed sword here will also make things difficult for the Lofu. So all things considered, the best outcome is for me to melt that sword down and take all the blame. You probably think I'm being impulsive and unreasonable, right? Hey, I'm not always like this. It's all because of that cursed sword. Look, I owe you an explanation, but this isn't the best place to talk. We need to find somewhere else. Let me be clear, though. I'm still pretty riled up. This is just a temporary break. I already told you about Guyan, the sword that was returned during the ceremony. It's a cursed sword with a heliobus inside. And Hongguang, the swordsmith who forged it, is my father. I rarely mention his name to anyone other than Grandpa. Maybe, like you said, I've been avoiding having to talk about him. But as long as my mission to hunt down cursed swords continues, it's impossible to avoid the topic forever. For some reason, I feel like I can open up to you. Honestly, I don't remember much about him. All I know is that the Pyrogyre Forge used to be a bustling place, with people from all over coming to get one of his swords. They called him the greatest master craftsman since Yingxing. I didn't catch all the details, but I do remember seeing him forge those amazing swords, while the visitors watched with smiles on their faces. I used to believe that craftsmen brought happiness to others. The swords crafted by the Pyrogyre Forge are famed across the stars. They possess exceptional sharpness and invincibility. With these legendary weapons, even ordinary people can become skilled warriors, capable of overcoming the most formidable opponents. But then, he became obsessed with becoming a famed swordsmith, and started crossing all sorts of lines. He forged cursed swords that should never exist. And all those people who desired those twisted swords started flooding into the palace. However, just like Grandpa said, those who excel with the sword will eventually suffer by it. The palace was overrun with visitors from afar. Some left empty-handed. Others got swords that didn't fulfill their desires. and some even resorted to stealing. And in the midst of all the chaos my father created, he ended up being stabbed by one of the swords he forged. It was so sudden and unexpected. Everything went silent for a moment. All I could hear was the sound of bones breaking and blood pouring out. I was frozen in place, unable to move. It was only when my mother pushed me away from the deadly swing of the cursed sword that I managed to escape. I don't remember much after that, except for the pounding of my heart and the sound of my own gasps of breath. I could hear the smiths in the pyrogyre forge shouting, "Run away, Yunli!" And the screams of agony. My tears wouldn't stop, and I couldn't see anything. I kept gasping for air until I collapsed in a pool of blood. If General Huayan hadn't arrived in time, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you now. After that, General Huayan took me in and treated me like his own granddaughter. To me, he is 100 times better than my sinful father. He taught me forging and swordsmanship. Han Guang paid for his sins, but his troubled legacy must not go unchecked. According to the records, he forged a total of 1,382 Heliobus cursed swords, and 182 of them had unique designs. When I joined the pyrogyre forge for training, I made a vow to hunt down all those cursed swords. So far, I found 312 of them, and Guyun will be my 313th. Like all the other cursed swords, I'll separate it from the Heliobus. Then, I'll melt it down and make it part of the Blade of Forged Remnants. I've said my piece now. Even though it'll be tough for Grandpa, I still have to melt down the sword. So, you're saying, even though Grandpa knew it was a cursed sword, he still chose it to be a prize because he thought it wouldn't cause any trouble? No. No matter how I think about it, something is definitely off. Grandpa didn't tell me anything about the ceremony. He must be hiding something. Besides, after our argument today, you want me to go back and talk to him now? No way. At least not today. Maybe tomorrow. Somehow, after talking to you, I feel like I've cooled off a bit. Well, I'll have an honest conversation with Grandpa tomorrow. And I won't take any action against Guyun until he gives me his reasons. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that in a public place. Anyway, thank you. We'll catch up tomorrow.
I should go back to the Palace of Astrum and tell General Huayan what happened at the Artisanship Commission.
My home planet made its fortune.
My granddaughter didn't cause any trouble, did she, young man? Sorry for all this trouble. Yun Li told you quite a bit. Now it's time for this old man to tell my side of the story. Han Guang was my beloved disciple. A rare genius not seen in the Pyrogyre Forge since Yingxing. However, talent can sometimes be a curse. He had an unusual fervor for forging, and he dreamed of forging a sword with self-awareness that surpassed that of humans. He believed it would make warriors invincible without any training. According to him, while weapons of mass destruction like Juming flames and alchemical arrows can destroy many enemies, true victory lies with soldiers who fearlessly fight, ready to lay their lives on the line. Usually, Xianzhou swordsmiths infuse a basic level of awareness into their swords to make them easier to wield. But even then, soldiers need to experience countless battles to overcome fear and sharpen their instincts. So, by infusing heliobi into swords, he managed to forge weapons that could grant their wielders strength and valor, and even make decisions for them. However, weapons are different from regular tools. They are meant to kill, plain and simple. After countless battles, all the anger, fear, and bloodlust are soaked up by the heliobi within the swords. The soldiers wielding them not only gain strength, but they also become consumed by the malice, turning them into puppets possessed by the sword. No matter how noble Han Guan's intentions were, those weapons, soaked in blood, turned into cursed swords eventually. Later, Outworlders got wind of what he was doing and encouraged him to keep forging cursed swords. They came up with all sorts of reasons, from taking back their kingdoms to slaying demons. And you know what happened next. That massacre took her parents' lives, and the lives of many craftsmen in the Pyrogyre Forge. Yun Li managed to survive, but she couldn't escape the horrors of that day. Yes, I don't want her to spend her whole life trapped under her father's shadow. She doesn't deserve to carry the weight of his mistakes. Despite her vow to hunt down and wipe out all cursed swords, fulfilling that vow requires immense effort. Traversing the starry seas in search of the swords is like finding a needle in a haystack. And to reclaim those swords, she has to duel the bloodthirsty wielders, teetering on the edge of life and death. She has taken back over 300 cursed swords, and has suffered the same number of fatal wounds. I took her in to give her a chance at a normal childhood, not to send her on a sword-hunting journey. Even if she manages to melt down all the cursed swords one day, what will she do with her life after? Gu Yin is indeed one of the cursed swords forged by Han Guang. Very few swordsmiths could use heliobi as forging material, and Han Guang was one of them. His attempt came at a terrible cost. I thought this sword could be an opportunity. I wanted to tell her that her father wasn't all evil, that even the man she resents so much managed to forge a true sword of heroes. I also wanted to find a chance to tell her about the history and origin of this sword, but not during the ceremony. As you saw, it wasn't a good time. I've instructed the Artisanship Commission to keep the sword safe in the arsenal. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask the people involved. Since my granddaughter mentioned talking to me tomorrow, I'll be waiting for her. By the way, you watched over her for quite some time. You must be exhausted, aren't you? I'll be counting on you then.
Time to go back and find that class skipping March 7th.
My home planet made its fortune through the mining industry.
All right, everyone is here. It's time for questioning.
Yoon Lee, I'm sure you understand why the official called you here, right?
Yeah? But I didn't steal the sword.
Unfortunately, official Dahao didn't hear Yoon Lee's promise. If we don't recover the sword, we will be breaking our promise to the Lawfu and betraying the delegation. We're counting on you to find the truth, official Dahao.
Yes. It's my duty to thoroughly investigate the case. Even though Yoon Lee is firm in her words, you can't just rely on her testimony.
After everything, the sword still got stolen. They should have given it to me from the beginning.
In this case of Gu Yun's theft, everyone involved seems suspicious to some extent. Miss Yoon Lee is the main suspect. First, during the sword-gifting ceremony, Yoon Lee openly expressed her intention to steal the sword. She even mentioned it multiple times. After the ceremony, she broke into the Artisanship Commission and destroyed Arumatons in an attempt to get the sword. Am I right?
That's true.
The Realm Keeping Commission inspected the arsenal where Gu Yun was stored, and there were no signs of forced entry through the doors or windows. The only possible entrance or exit was a small window gap, just a few inches wide. Hey! It's just a theft. The box containing Gu Yun was opened and the sword went missing. But none of the other swords in the room were touched. Which means...
Well, I do know about the box and the cursed sword.
Exactly. The suspect had a clear motive and took only Guyun. So, besides the ceremony participants, only the delegation members had access to the sword. In that case, why would they return it to the Xianzhou in the first place? That makes sense. The delegation, led by the Knight of Beauty, delivered the sword to the Artisanship Commission. The craftsmen who received it testified that they didn't take anything from the arsenal. Argenti? Oh, that Knight of Beauty. He was with the delegation when they handed over the sword to the Artisanship Commission. You might not know, but he's the one who recognized the sword's origin on Kalevala and escorted it back to the Xianzhou. In other words, he's the one who made it possible for the sword to come home. So, he wouldn't have gone through all that trouble to bring it to the Law Fu if he wanted to keep the sword for himself, right? Master Gongshu checked the work records, and I questioned all the craftsmen and apprentices who were on shift at the time. But I didn't find any suspicious individuals. So, did you steal it? Then stop joking around.
I can prove that he came to me after leaving the Artisanship Commission, so he couldn't have stolen the sword.
To put it simply, not everyone who's seen the sword has been to the Artisanship Commission, and not everyone who might want the sword has seen it. So, the only remaining suspect is Miss Yun Li.
Fair enough.
So,
I didn't steal the sword.
Well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. If you want to prove me wrong, you'd better come up with some solid evidence.
Let me gather my thoughts. I need to help Yun Li clear her name. Did we miss any clues?
Yes, I received your message yesterday and went to the arsenal to check on it. But when I went back this morning, all that was left was the case. I don't know anything else, so asking more questions won't help, I'm afraid. However, as the Master Artisan of the Artisanship Commission, I've got to clarify something. Even though the sword was stolen, this commission is still highly secure. Wait, no. I just remembered. My precious aromatons was smashed!
Who could have thought that the Mieka Kivesa would be stolen? And that the prime suspect is General Huaiyan's granddaughter? Regardless, we've accomplished our mission. And now it's the Xianzhou's problem. By the way, why did that girl call it a cursed sword? It's quite upsetting. That's enough, young man. Let me get something straight. On Kalevala, this sword has always been highly revered. The first master of the Mieka Kivesa slew countless demons and then passed it down to a line of wise monarchs. The monarchs would heed the guidance of the hero spirits within the sword and gain insight into defeating their enemies. What is, Helio? What? Never mind. The point is that the Mieka Kivesa did help the ancestors of Kalevala build a strong foundation. It's definitely not a cursed sword.